Feeling mental fatigue after simple tasks such as paying bills, writing a short report, or following a conversation can be one of the earliest but most overlooked signs of cognitive aging. While occasional tiredness is normal, persistent exhaustion after routine mental work may indicate a gradual decline in the brain's metabolic efficiency. The root cause often lies deep within the neuron's mitochondria, the microscopic engines that supply energy to keep thoughts clear, memory strong, and emotions balanced. When these mitochondria begin to slow down, the brain struggles to meet its high energy demands, resulting in slower thinking, mental fog, and poor focus even after mild effort. This phenomenon is not just about aging. It can also be triggered by chronic stress, poor diet, insufficient sleep, or long-term exposure to environmental toxins. Over months or years, what begins as mild mental fatigue can progress to more serious issues like forgetfulness, reduced reaction time, or even early cognitive impairment if not properly managed. The warning signs of this process can be subtle. You might notice that reading a few pages of a book feels unusually tiring, or that organizing small details becomes frustratingly slow. You may find yourself rereading the same sentence several times, or losing track of what you were about to do. Difficulty switching between tasks, taking longer to recall familiar names, or needing longer breaks between thinking sessions are also early indicators. Some people experience irritability or low motivation following mental activity, a reflection that the brain is consuming more effort to perform basic functions. These warning signs often appear years before measurable memory loss, making them valuable clues for early prevention. Ignoring them allows oxidative damage and inflammation to silently erode the brain's resilience, making later recovery more difficult. Prevention begins with restoring the mitochondria's ability to produce energy efficiently. This requires both nutrient support and lifestyle adjustment. Coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, is one of the most important compounds for mitochondrial health, acting as both an antioxidant and a key player in cellular energy transfer. Foods like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring are rich natural sources. For those following a plant-based diet, spinach, broccoli, and whole grains provide modern amounts, while small CoQ10 supplements may be beneficial for older adults. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flaxseed oil help maintain the flexibility of neuronal membranes, allowing faster electrical signaling between brain cells. At the same time, vitamin B complex, found in eggs, lentils, and leafy greens, is essential for energy metabolism and neurotransmitter synthesis. Without sufficient B vitamins, even a healthy brain can struggle to convert nutrients into usable mental energy. Another overlooked factor is blood circulation. The brain consumes about 20% of the body's oxygen and glucose, even at rest. Light aerobic exercise, such as 30 minutes of walking, dancing, or cycling, improves oxygen supply and stimulates the production of new mitochondria, effectively rejuvenating the brain's energy network. Aerobic activity also triggers the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that helps neurons repair themselves and form new connections. A simple daily routine that alternates physical activity with short cognitive challenges, like learning a new skill or doing mental arithmetic, can protect brain networks more effectively than any single supplement. Sleep remains another critical pillar of prevention. During deep sleep, the brain's glymphatic system flushes out toxins, damaged proteins, and metabolic waste that accumulate during waking hours. Inadequate sleep leaves these residues behind, impairing mitochondrial recovery and increasing mental fatigue the next day. Adults should aim for at least 7 hours of consistent, high-quality sleep, ideally with limited exposure to screens and artificial light in the hour before bedtime. Magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds or bananas can naturally promote relaxation and improve sleep onset, further protecting cognitive performance. Dietary balance is central to keeping brain energy stable. Frequent consumption of refined sugar, white flour, and processed snacks causes sharp glucose spikes followed by crashes, forcing neurons to oscillate between overactivation and energy shortage. Over time, this metabolic stress leads to insulin resistance in the brain, which scientists now recognize as a key feature of type 3 diabetes, or Alzheimer's disease. The most protective pattern appears to be a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in olive oil, nuts, legumes, colorful vegetables, and moderate seafood, combined with low intake of processed meats and trans fats. This way of eating reduces inflammation, supports steady energy production, and lowers oxidative stress within the brain's vascular system. Hydration is another often ignored but essential element. Even a 1 to 2% drop in hydration levels can decrease alertness and short-term memory. Water helps maintain the flow of nutrients to neurons and facilitates the removal of metabolic waste. Herbal teas or water infused with lemon or cucumber can encourage consistent hydration throughout the day without added sugars or caffeine. Equally important is managing stress, which continuously drains mitochondrial efficiency. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, reducing oxygen delivery to the brain and impairing energy metabolism. Practices such as meditation, breathing exercises, and spending time in nature can reverse this effect. Short, regular breaks during mental work also help neurons recover energy. Simply looking away from screens every 30 minutes, stretching, or closing your eyes for a minute can prevent cumulative fatigue that often builds up unnoticed. However, persistent mental exhaustion, especially when accompanied by word-finding difficulties, personality changes, or disorientation, should never be ignored. These may signal early neurodegenerative changes or vascular problems. Consulting a healthcare professional for a cognitive screening, thyroid test, or vitamin B12 evaluation can identify correctable causes before they become irreversible. Early diagnosis often allows for successful intervention, delaying or preventing cognitive decline altogether. Ultimately, the goal is not merely to prevent memory loss but to sustain lifelong mental energy. The human brain, even in later years, can regenerate connections and restore vitality when properly nourished, oxygenated, and rested. Every small daily action, from choosing whole foods over processed ones, to committing to short walks, to giving the mind enough rest, directly influences how efficiently neurons communicate and recover. Mental fatigue after simple tasks should be treated as a whisper from the brain, an early message that it needs care, balance, and renewal. By responding early with attention, nutrition, movement, and mindfulness, we give the brain the tools it needs to remain strong, sharp, and enduring for a lifetime.